Why I started running. What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. I've been running every day since May 15th, 2017. Today is day 2,105 consecutive days of running. The what started as something that I hated ended up being something that I never could have imagined. Here is my running story. I started this journey because I was facing this demon in life where nothing was going my way and I was making excuses, and some of the excuses were very valid, but I came down to the realization it was like a look at yourself in the mirror moment. Hella, what can you do and control? What is it that you're afraid of that you want to tackle that you can just give your best? And running was the first thing that hit my mind, and the reason was playing Division I soccer at the University of Massachusetts. I absolutely hated running because we did so many fitness. Just get on the line. Anyone that does anything wrong on the team, you're on the line. Anyone that's late, you're on the line. Yes, we played the game that I love, which it didn't matter how much I have to run while playing because there was so much going on. But when it came to running specifically, I couldn't stomach it. I couldn't sleep the night before a fitness test because I know what it was going to do to me. And it was a fear that my coaches instilled in me. It was more mental than physical because when it came to playing a full 90 minutes, I had no issue. So I told myself, you know what? I'm going to control what I can control. I want to give running a try. And the goal became just 10 minutes a day, hella. And for 2 weeks. 2 weeks only. That's something that's attainable. There's no coach yelling at you. You're just going to go out there and see what it is. Within the first few days, I absolutely started falling in love with it. It wasn't so bad because it was my time, my way. There's no one pushing me or pressuring me. Spring was in the air. It was in May. And within the 2 weeks, I ran to my fiance. I said, I do not want to get ahead of myself, but I think I can do this for the rest of my life. I'm going to try to do this every single day that I can walk on this earth. That was the motivation, and I said, let's start out with 365 days first. And I said that to myself, not even knowing that run streaking was a thing. Within the first year of running every day for 365 days, I started seeing that running made me feel invincible. It made me feel like I can do anything I put my mind to. It made me feel like anything is possible with the right mindset. So I got out there and keep giving my best. And I quickly realized within that first year that this was bigger than myself. This is for those who can't walk, let alone run. Year 2 became the year of mental toughness because I had experienced everything already. I knew what weather were ahead of me, and my mindset was, hella, you still have to get outside every day, no matter the circumstances. I got injured during year 2. I had a shin issue, but I still find my way fighting through. And the mindset was, hella, when things get tough, do not just give up. Don't throw all your towels in the bucket and walk away. It was almost like life to me. When things get tough in life, you're just trying to find a way to battle and survive each day and be ready for the next to come. But the main focus was to focus on the daily task. And after year 2, I thought about this crazy idea. Has anyone ever run across the United States? It hit me. And I said, maybe I might be the first to do this, because who in their right mind would want to run across from California to New York City? So I did some research to find out that there's many people who have done it, about 300 or so people. So I decided in 2021 to run from Los Angeles, California to New York City for the nonprofit Souls for Souls. When I started running across America, I was clueless to what that was going to be. I didn't know what I was going to expect with the mountains ahead of me. To me, I always had this confidence that running has instilled in me. So I just said, hella, you know what to do. Just put one foot in front of the other. It changed me a whole lot. It made me feel that as strong as I think I am much stronger, because there's been days where I thought I couldn't survive and I overcome it. So I look back at those days and say, you know what? Whatever task is ahead, when it gets tough, you survived many already. You can survive this one as well. It made me so happy because I saw how capable I was. I was even more happy knowing that I'm doing it for something that's bigger than myself. So running has just been a pure joy, even though with the ups and downs that I felt. I was injured, my ankles were swelling, IT band, forget about it. But I always felt happy. I always had a big smile on my face at the end of the day. So it changed me not only physically, but mentally, emotionally, and psychologically. When I was running in New Mexico, which was my 3rd state in, I heard everybody talk about, hella, you got it. Have you ever read the book, Born and Run? Well, obviously while running, I cannot read a book. And I've always loved listening to Audibles when I'm running, even in the beginning of my running journey. So I decided to download the book, Born and Run. They talk about this iconic race, the Leadville 100, the highest race in the world because it's above 10,000 feet. And I was like, what is this? This is where ultra marathoners go test out how tough they are. So as soon as I got to my RV that day, at the end of the day, I Googled Leadville 100. Because of Audible, I got the idea, hella, you might want to try this. Mind you, I was only 3 states in a 14-state transcontinental journey. And I was thinking about maybe one day I want to do this run. My mindset is challenges will find me, I don't find them. And they do say for Leadville, you don't find Leadville, it finds you. And on that note, thank you so much Audible for sponsoring this video, because I've been listening to Audible since the beginning of my running journey. It was a time when I'm by myself, I listen to books and stories, listening to podcasts, because I just get lost in it and I forget that I'm even running. So it really has helped me throughout the tough time and the good times. So if you're new here, if you're a new member on Audible, you can get 30-day free trial. And I highly recommend you to download this one book that has changed my life. It's called The 4 Agreements. It has nothing to do with running, but it's life-changing. I still live by that till this day. They still have thousands of options on Audible to listen to. And one other thing I really love, it recommends a book based on what you've listened to. And I love that because I found so many incredible books based on that. I also recommend you to listen to Born and Run, because that book is amazing. But be advised, it might make you do something that you never thought that you would ever try to do, which it did for me to run Leadville 100. Thank you so much again, Audible, for sponsoring this video. Running across the United States ended up inspiring me to run my first ever 100-mile race. Like I said, the iconic Leadville 100, and I did that in 27 hours, which was amazing for someone who's never been in altitude to race, let alone 100 miles. At that point, the furthest I ran was 52 miles, so I knew I had a huge task ahead of me to double that. Toward the end of my run across America, I celebrated my 4th year of running every single day. A lot has changed at that point, because I went from running pretty much a decent amount of miles a day to being an ultra runner, because I'm running literally ultra marathon distance every single day from California into the point that I was at, we're running across the country in Pennsylvania. And after I finished in New York City, I celebrated that with a bunch of people. The community was unreal. This is why I love doing what I do, because running brought so much joy to me, and it brought so many incredible, amazing people in the world around me, which I love sharing my journey with. And then we celebrated year 5 again. Now we're about to hit year 6. That journey is bringing me to testing myself. I've never really trained to run a marathon, even though I did the 2019 New York City Marathon, but I never really set out to really train hard. So I want to really train hard and run a marathon this spring. And then we have icing on the cake. Now I get to step my foot in another 100-mile race, which is Western State 100, the first and the oldest 100-mile foot race, which will be in June of 2023. I've seen some comments throughout my social media platform. Why is this guy even doing this? What's the point? He's not even racing. He's not even PRing. But to me, the point was to face a fear, to hold myself accountable, but to enjoy myself, because it makes me happy. If you do anything, why not do it because you love it? You don't have to do it for a specific reason that the world think that you should do it for. As long as you're doing it for yourself first and foremost. You know the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. Fill up your cup. Be happy. Then spread that joy with others. My priority has always been to be happy. And that's why I'm doing this every single day. Yes, even with that, I still like to challenge myself. So you don't have to run to race. You don't have to run to always PR. And I will be challenging myself. Oh, I get the comments too. He is so slow because look at his marathon time. Those marathon I've done is because the opportunity landed on my hand and I wasn't going to say no to it. So I went to do it, whatever my body was at that point, how fit it was. And don't listen to the outside noise as long as it's making you happy. So these comments that keep coming around, why does he do it? The simple answer is because it truly, really makes me happy. Even though I'm not always doing races, I always love to challenge myself. One of my first challenges was one day I woke up and said, hey, what's up my beautiful people? I'm gonna go and run 50 miles. And I had no experience and I lost 10 pounds, almost killed myself. It wasn't smart, don't do that guys. And then I tried it again the second year, did much better. I also decided to run a marathon every day for 7 days. I also decided to do the New York City Subway System Challenge, which was 245 miles. I did it in 7 days, running 35 miles a day. With that, I dedicated each of those 35 miles to those who were taking away from us in an unjust way. So I would raise awareness and raise money for them and their family. So I do challenge myself. So challenging yourself doesn't have to be having a bibs across your chest and being on a start of a race line. It comes in different forms and different ways. I don't always race, but I also get out there and find a way to push my limit. Like the great Eliud Kipchoge says, no human is limited. You just have to find your limit and do your best to push through that. And that's what I do here every single day, no matter the circumstances. The day that I wake up and I put my shoes on, I absolutely hate what I'm doing, I will be the first one to pick up the camera and say, what's up my beautiful people? I quit this because I don't want to go back to that day where I didn't feel good about myself, where my dream of being a professional soccer player wasn't working out because some of the things that was out of my control, a lot of things that I couldn't do anything about, but just to keep moving forward and let it in the hands of the people who have to deal with it. And there's another story about that. But do I have an end goal? I don't have one, because if I have something to finish by, I would settle until I get there. So the fact that I know there's no end goal, I'm just gonna do my best to keep moving forward, to be the best version of myself. Like I said, the day that I end up not liking this, that'd be the end of it, and I don't know when that is. When that comes, I'll let y'all know. Thank you so much for listening to my running story. Thank you, Audible, for sponsoring this video. And always remember to do what you love. You know the saying, it may sound cliche, if it's something that you love, it's not gonna feel like work. This is what it is for me. Something that I was afraid of, something that I hated, ended up being something that I'm really obsessed by. Something that changed my life in ways that I could have never imagined. Something that I get to call a job. I'm having fun with it. So do what you love, it'll never be work. Get your work in and keep chasing those dreams and goals, no matter what that may be to you. It's different for everybody else. And if you love it, might as well do it every single day, right? Love y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Let's get it. Let's go!